Hey, what's going on, Phil? What's going on, Benny? Good to see you. Good to see you. Well, figured I'd just jump on here for a little while, give people a chance to talk about today's events if they haven't heard. I'm sure people will be jumping in, or there's actually people watching now. If you guys, for those people who didn't hear, we lost Chris Cortell today. Chris was one of the first people that everybody pretty much has the same story once we all got on YouTube, that Chris was one of the first guys that I started watching, and I met a lot of you guys through Chris. Chris was definitely, he was an awesome guy. He showed us a lot of things. He built everything. The man was gracious and kind, humble. That man was a fighter till the very end. He was just like everybody's been saying, a pillar of this community, and he's gonna be sorely missed. And he was a friend to a lot of us, acquaintance, mostly an inspiration to a lot of guys out there. So he was a lot of different things to a lot of different people. I mean, there's probably not enough adjectives in the dictionary to describe Chris, but he was a kind man. I remember when not too long ago they did the X-rays or the CAT scan on my lungs, and I found the nodes and stuff. He reached out to me to because it was a cancer scare, and he had cancer, and he reached out to me to comfort me about things and about he was going through stuff, and he's trying to keep my chin up. Like I said, there's not enough things to say about Chris. He's just going to be really, really missed. And we were talking in Discord, and Dirk had mentioned he's one of the guys we go back to and watch his videos over and over. And Benny mentioned it too, that unfortunately a lot of his original content is gone, but at least we still have content we can go back and see Chris. So it's everything was his comfort zone. He was just an amazing man. How kind he was. Even all the things he was going through, he still showed us his chin up, and things were pretty difficult for the man. What's going on, Bob and Chris K and Benny and Mark and Matt and Dan, Phil, Shu, Spence, and Steve? Yeah, this is we keep saying in the Discord, 2023 frickin' sucks. It's been a rough year already, and we're not even almost a quarter of the way through it. I, for one, definitely gonna miss him a lot. And with Craft Paint, absolutely. I mean, that's why I jumped on tonight a little bit. Did you watch his kit tour video? Yes, I did. I did watch his kit tour video. I watched almost all of Chris's videos. How could you not? You seen the notification pop up, and you jumped right on his videos. And that's what I was just saying. I jumped on here just for a little while so we can, we could chat about Chris. Remember Chris? He definitely won't be a forgotten person. He did so much for everybody, and it's you just can't say enough about him. Pretty much the last 3 years have been blown. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, he had a lot of variety of everything, which was very cool. So you can see him build cars and figures and monsters and planes and whatever Batmobile, I think, was one of them too. He definitely did not stick to one genre of building like a lot of us do. He got me started on craft paints and spent time with me on getting the right. Oh, nice shoe. Yeah, he's definitely a wizard. He was definitely a wizard, and it was actually tough watching. I try to keep everybody updated because a lot of people aren't on Facebook. So every time his brother would post something, I would put it on the community just so people can keep up and know what was going on with Chris. And it was tough every day watching, and you're hoping and praying that Chris is going to come home, maybe take a little while for recovery, and then we'll see him finishing up his Cyclops build. But we're not gonna see We're not going to see that, unfortunately. And the Batwing, and the Batwing. Yes, he did. He did cool stuff. He definitely did cool stuff. One of my favorite builds of his was the freaky guys. I can't the weirdos. The weirdo one in the hot rod car that was, lifted up and he had smoke behind the tires. That was one of my favorite builds of Chris's. He did an excellent job. I mean, when did he not do an excellent job on something that he was working on? He was even 3D printing and all that good stuff. So he never fell behind on anything. So, I can't believe he's even, just can't believe the man is gone. Like I said, I never met him personally, but I chatted with him, or if something, he was always encouraging when he did stop by my videos. Never a bad word. I never seen him write a bad word about anything. Just always an encouraging person. Yes, indeed, one. He's up there now with his modeling bench, finishing off everything he didn't finish off, looking down on us, and encouraging us to keep going and doing what we do, and we will remember him. No, he didn't get to finish the Constitution either. I was watching a Cyclops video of his. That was his most recent one. Having a hard time with this. Not sure I'll be doing modeling in the future. I don't think Chris would want that, Ron. I don't think Chris would want that at all. He would want us to keep building and trying new things and getting better at what we do. I think that's what Chris would want. He wouldn't want us to quit at anything, because Chris was not a quitter. That man was definitely not a quitter. That guy had a heart of a lion, and he never said that's not how it's supposed to be. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Hey, John, how's it going, sir? I bet he knows how to glue windshields without stringers now. He would always respond to many videos. Always nice. Always a kind word from Chris. When he stopped by somebody's video and had to say something. I just got here. Who passed? The builds look familiar. Chris Cortell from Classic Plastic 101. He was a big part of the YouTube community. He was on Facebook. He was just I guess you would call him a prolific builder. He was definitely encouraging when he commented on the few videos he was able to catch. Yes, absolutely. Like I said, I was just saying, I never seen him not be supportive of anybody's work at all. He was always encouraging. Even if it was just a sentence or two, he would be very encouraging to everybody out there. So it just sucks that he's gone. Watching, not being there, but watching through the Facebook posts of what his family was going through, and that's condolences to him, to his family, and it's gonna be rough. It's definitely gonna be rough for a while. So yes, I don't even know what else to say. There's just, it's just like shocking. It's an unfortunate thing, and the man is gonna be missed. I've been watching everybody's videos. Charlie Mack, Jeff, Fred, BG, everybody that was crying had me crying. Kenny May. So, okay, I'm familiar with CP101, just didn't know his personal name. You're welcome. Yeah, that's CP101, unfortunately, is no longer with us, but it was definitely tough watching the guys' videos and commenting about Chris and saying what they had to say about the man. And nobody will ever have a bad word about Chris, because Chris is the man. He'll always be the man. I don't want this, there's no way to make this a happy live stream, but I thought it'd be a good chance for us to, just for a few minutes, 15 minutes or so, talk about Chris and remember Chris. And I'm sure we'll be doing that, for a long time coming, remembering Chris. We'll see things and it'll remind us of him, especially craft paints. Somebody's doing craft paints and he'll be like, hey, Chris. Yeah, definitely was. I don't even know what to say besides just sitting here and saying the same things over and over and over about Chris. It's kind of hard wrap your head around it. He was young. He was only 64, I think it was. He wasn't old at all. He had a lot of good left in him, but unfortunately, we lost him. It's been a hell of a year. Indeed, it has. It's been a hell of a couple years, at least a couple years, with everything that everybody's been going through. It's definitely has not been fun. But I can tell you this much: the community is very supportive of everybody and everything that they've been going through. So that's a good thing. And then and we'll still be supportive of each other and everything that goes on. Explain the craft paint thing. A lot of us use, you go with name brands like Ammo and AK and To Me and stuff like that. The craft paints are Folk Art, Apple Barrel, Deco Art and stuff like that. The ones you get at Michael's and Hobby Lobby. And he was a master at using the craft paints. They're acrylics, and a lot of people don't like them, but Chris was very, very good with the craft paints, and they're nice and cheap too. You don't have to spend a lot of money on the craft paints. I have a few here. That's what I did the trophies in with the Folk Art craft paints. They're good. He always gave nice comments, encouragement on my videos. Chris always responds to my questions on YouTube and Facebook. He will be missed. Absolutely, Drew. He never I never seen him either do that, pass up somebody's questions. He always was willing to help everybody as much as he could. He inspired me to use. He inspired you very well, Spence, because you are the only person I ever seen buff craft paints to a high shine. Used it on my Martin Zeller tribute build. Very nice, Dan. Very nice. Yeah, a lot of people started using craft paints because of Chris and did very well with them. He started using them by necessity due to his lung surgery a few years ago, and he mastered them. Hey guys, I can't stay. Wanted to express my condolences. I didn't know Chris, but always admired his work on YouTube channel. Thanks, Scott. Yeah, he's the videos were always good. I always like listening to Chris. Definitely like listening to Chris. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, guys, besides I'm sorry to his family for their loss. Yeah, it's going to be a big hole for a long time in the community. I'm sure that we're going to reference Chris a lot through the coming years. His videos always had a great setup. It was like watching a movie. I always liked his beginnings too, with the rating thing, and he had the little carrot in there and put his own stuff in it. That was always cool to see. I've successfully airbrushed craft paints, thinning them with Tamiya X20 thinner, but they can be fragile to masking with a clear coat to seal them in. Yeah, I never had luck with the craft paints, except for a couple, like the metallic ones. I did use those; came out pretty nice. I found that the Folk Art ones are pretty darn decent craft paints to be dealing with. And the nice thing is they save money on your pocketbook. They're not as expensive as the regular paints, the hobby paints that we use. It was crazy because I actually did go over to Michael's the other day to pick up. I wanted to pick up the Golden brand. I needed magenta, so I went over there, and they had the magenta, a regular small bottle. It was $11.50. I was like, no way. I'll find magenta in either Ammo for $3, or I was looking at Folk Art, and I couldn't find magenta. So, help me find magenta. Yes. So today's a real crappy day. Very crappy day. So tomorrow, St. Paddy's Day, I will definitely be lifting up a glass to our friend Chris, his dog that farted on the video. Yeah, that's poor Chris. Him and the late Blair Felcher used craft paints a lot on models. Yeah, they're good with the craft paints. Hey, what's going on, Chuck? How's it going? This is a non-happy show today. I've been doing a lot of non-happy shows since December, and it's definitely crappy to do the non-happy shows. But I felt that I had to get on here and not just do a regular video to Chris, but get on here just to give you guys a chance, if you wanted to say something or chat with each other about Chris, memories and stuff like that of our friend. I don't have a good relationship with craft paints, but because of Chris, I successfully used them a few times. He was definitely willing to help with those. I'm with you, Benny. Me and craft paints are a little bit of enemies. I think it's more of I never get to thin them properly. I always mess that up somehow, and then I get frustrated. I have a few because Elaine buys a lot of craft paints when she does her paintings, but I end up going to something else. Brian told me, tell everyone hi. Hello, Brian. Yeah, I saw Brian's video. He had a nice shot glass for Chris. That'll be tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow. Saying salute to Chris. Good man. Definitely a good man. Ugh. I'm like getting all cotton mouth talking about Chris. It's just horrible. It was Chris and Chris Chapin that taught me to airbrush craft paints. And Ron's another craft painter. I think I lucked out. Well, you did a good job lucking out, Dan. I've tried to use the craft paints, but I couldn't get the mix right to where it would come out of my. Yeah, I have a problem with the craft paints too. I'm new here, but sorry for it. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you. Yeah, Chris has been around the community forever, and he was a real big part of the community, not only as a community member, but as a friend to a lot of people. Like I said, I never met Chris personally, but when we did have conversations or talked on each other's videos or something like that, it was always very nice to hear from Chris. He was so good at making videos. The one he did, we retired his old airbrush using the Spock burial scene from the Wrath of Khan. This is so very sad. I spoke to Chris a couple weeks ago. He felt he was going to whip this. Yeah, I really thought he was going to beat it too, especially when his brother posted that the doctors thought he was doing better and were backing up on the ventilator. I was like, yes, Chris is going to pull through and he's going to come home. And then I saw the posts today about what was going on with Chris, and my heart sunk knowing that, especially the second one when they said they were taking him off the ventilator, and they were just going to let him go in peace. Benny and Jethro, Louis the full-size gremlin, all done. Wow, you did a nice job on that too, Ron. That's a big that was definitely a big gremlin, and a very nice work with the craft paint. See, now I'm gonna have no choice but to try to master the craft paint in Chris's honor. Do something good, make Chris proud that I actually tried him a little bit harder than I have been doing with the craft paints, and it'll save a lot of dough. Chris's channel, for anyone who doesn't know, in case you want to catch some of his videos before something happens to them. Yeah, you never know what YouTube may do if nobody upkeeps his channel. I know they were getting rid of dead channels for a while, but I don't know how long they'll keep a channel around. So if you do want to catch Chris's old videos or some of his older videos, because a lot of his are gone. Hey, Omar, just doing a little remembrance of our friend Chris for a little bit, and then we're going to jump off. I'm familiar with the ventilator story. Yeah, it was when I read that got me. It was like, oh no. And, that's when it really sinks in. It's like, oh boy, not a good situation. Now I just pray for his family that they can eventually find peace and comfort, knowing that Chris is definitely in a better place and at peace now. Definitely. I learned a lot from Chris. I miss his old videos that were deleted. The greatest teacher, humble superhero. Rest in peace, Chris. Absolutely. Absolutely. He was an excellent teacher, and I do miss those videos too. I wish they weren't gone, but unfortunately when YouTube was doing their thing, a lot of people did unfortunately delete videos real quickly, and I just wish they were still around. Jam was almost put on one back in 2020. his family did right by him. We did the same for my dad when he took. Absolutely, I think you can. If he has it available for download, you can actually download somebody else's videos. If you look underneath a video, sometimes there is by the share button and stuff like that, there is a download video option. So if he did leave that option available, he'd be able to download him. And yes, I agree, Omar. They definitely did. They definitely did the right thing, because they were saying Chris wouldn't want to be in a nursing home, and I don't think anybody ever wants to be in a nursing home. From personal experience, watching my grandmother, be in a nursing home, that's definitely not the greatest way to live. If you're connected to his family, you may be able to repost them. I'm not. I know a few guys are, that do talk to his brother and stuff, so they may be doing something to archive Chris's work and keep that alive. This way we can go back and see Chris whenever we want to see him, which is that's one of the nice things about like the era we're in with video, being able to videotape record our videos. In unfortunate circumstances like this, we can actually go back and remember that person that we lost, and we can go back and see and have a smile and feel good about seeing them again, or even cry. You can also use YouTube Downloader, HDNDL. That's right. I forgot there's other things to use outside of YouTube. My mother-in-law was in one, and we took her out and had her moved in with us. Yeah, we tried with Grandma, but she was paralyzed, and it was very difficult to take care of her. We had the nurses and stuff, but yeah, it's unfortunate nurse, and I'm sorry to hear. Yeah, Ken. Yeah, we're all pretty devastated by losing Chris. It was always fun to watch his videos. If I ever end up in a nursing home, it had better have model kits and supplies. I would hope so. Super 8. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that would be nice if they had model kits and stuff like that. Absolutely, Jeff. Absolutely. Very, very sad day. I caught Jeff's video earlier. I mean, everybody's been making video. Chris touched so many people in the community. He was just a pure gentleman. I think maybe that's the best way. To describe Chris. He was a real gentleman, and nobody can take anything away from that man. He was just a good person. Yeah, it's very sad. I get a little choked up about Chris. I get choked up about a lot of you. You guys are, even though a lot of us never will meet in person or have the chance to meet in person, you become close to a lot of people in the community through different ways. I text with a bunch of you. A few of you, we do call each other, and you get close that way, and it's just rough. Tom left the light on for you. That's the best way to go, Ken, I think. So awesome that he still has his childhood kits. My grandfather was allowed Legos when we were in Alzheimer's to help with the coordination after they made sure he wouldn't swallow. That is a good thing. We don't want anybody swallowing them. Knowing my luck, they will save all my stuff on beta tape. Oh, geez, beta. Hey, what's going on, bud? What is going on, sir? So, yeah, it's not a good day. Not a good day at all. But obviously, through all of the posts I've seen on Facebook and YouTube, Chris was well loved, and I'm sure he's smiling down on us, hopefully resting easy now, and doesn't have to worry about anything hurting him anymore. It's always tough to talk about, and I know I keep repeating myself, but that's just who he was, Betamax. It could be worse than Betamax. It could be put on Laserdisc. Then you got to flip the disc over. So, yeah, that's, I don't want to be a bummer tonight, you know. We're talking about Chris Cortell, bud. You know, it's not a happy day, not a happy day for any of us that, you know, out here. That it's like, if you had a president of the modeling community, it would be Chris Cortell. I still have some beta tapes. I don't have a working VCR, but I have them. I have a working VCR and VHS tapes. So the wife has saved many of those. I don't know why. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to remember our friend for a little while. You know, and like I said, we're going to be remembering him for a long time. Always remember the good times. Always remember the good times. Made us laugh. Made a lot of us better modelers. I don't know what that was upstairs. Somebody's going crazy. Indeed it is, Sean. Hey, Fred, what's going on, brother? What is up? Yeah, but like I was saying, he's made a lot of us laugh. He definitely made a lot of us better modelers. He gave us all inspiration to do better, try harder, don't give up the fight, you know. So that was Chris. Good dude. Yeah, he's like I was saying at the beginning, Fred. A lot of us started watching Chris as our first person, one of our first people to watch on YouTube, and I'm quite sure a lot of us started YouTube channels because of Chris. Hey, what's going on, Jalen? He had a way about him to make you feel at ease and try new things. You know, he didn't make it scary or complicated. He explained it the best he could in the easiest terms he could to make it simple for us to try to do what he did and replicate what he did. Hey, Larry, how's it going, sir? And I just don't want to keep, I don't want to keep you guys holding on and repeating myself about I'm fidgeting with stuff. Almost lost it a couple times, and I start fidgeting with things when when I'm trying to think of something else and not break. You know, Fred, you made me break. Kenny made me break. Beach, he made me break watching your guys' videos. So, like I said, if you guys catch the videos, everybody's making a video about Chris, about what a great person he was and what they meant to that person. He was, like I said at the beginning of the show, he was a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but the main thing he was to many of us, he was an inspiration. Hey, Mr. Pollywog. Hey, what's going on? I thought I seen Hobby Time. What's up, Hobby Time? Good to see you, sir. So yeah, I am going to I'm gonna let you guys go. I just wanted to jump in here and say my condolences to Chris's family and all his friends. I'm sure you did, Fred. I am sure you did. That was you had me crying. You had me crying, you bastard. But I don't want to keep you guys. There's plenty of videos out there if you want to go looking around about Chris and what he was to many of us. And yes, I didn't want to say anything, Fred, but that is in the works, Ken. And when more things are spoken about that, there will probably be a group announcement by a few people, but that's being talked about. And once more information becomes available, you'll be hearing from a few of us about what's going on. I didn't catch Kenny's tornadoes in Dallas. tornadoes. I thought, what did I say? Why did I think it said tornadoes? I was like, why are tornadoes going to Dallas? All right, boys and girls, I'm gonna go before I do really cry on here. So you guys have a good night. I will be here on Saturday again. My condolences to his family, his friends, and everybody that loved Chris. So I will see you all Saturday. Please keep Chris's family in your thoughts and prayers. They're going through a massively tough time, and if by any chance they do reach out to the community where they need help, I'm sure a bunch of us will let you know, and I will talk to you guys all Saturday night. So have a good night, everybody. Take care of yourselves, and don't forget Chris. Take care, everybody, and bye-bye.